to record this because I think that you guys may want to use this down the road to be able to refer back to it. So thank you guys for being here. And the reason I thought it would be good for us to meet today is to really be able to give you guys guidance and to say that we are a family and we are a team. And as the leader of the organization, I think it's good when we're going through uh, some tough times or going through a stagnation to be able to help redirect us. And what I want to do is I call this meeting for the purpose of, trying to help us get back to focus, trying to help us to see the vision and the potential for what this is. I say this, I have said this, some of you guys have heard me say this, and I will say this again. The opportunity that we have here, what we have right now, we have a business that is like a gold mine. Your unicity business is like a gold mine. And if you're able to see that for what it is, then you're going to be able to stay in to dig deeper. If you have confidence that you're standing on a gold mine and somebody gave you a shovel to dig, to mine, and you have the certainty, the surety that you're standing on the gold mine, it will behoove you to continue to dig and dig. And I want to encourage you guys to see your unicity business like this. This unicity business is a gold mine that could give you financial freedom. Not only give you financial freedom, give you time and leverage. And what I would like to do is, I want to teach all of us. If Gerald, if you had 10K a month, if you could build a business that brought you 10K a month, what will that do for you?
That would mean a lot. It will give you financial freedom. It's gonna give you. It makes you debt free.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's gonna take away a lot because sometimes for instance, I stress a lot because
Mm-hmm.
I think about uh, financial commitment. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
by having that kind
Oh,
of business, it's gonna take away all those stuff away, and also
oh,
it's gonna make it like if it's 10,000 a month, which is continuous, it gives you assurance of like guarantees retirement.
okay. And what if you're building that business that is 10K a month and it's passive income? It's not money that you have to go clock in and clock out. It's a business that you have built a structure, and come rain, come sun, if you close your eyes, you don't do anything, you know with certainty that 10K is gonna flow into your bank account without sweat. What does that do for you?
It motivates you,
Okay.
makes you put in all that you have in it.
So that is what I would love to do for every partner in our organization, because that is what this unicity business is. This unicity business that we have has the potential for us to earn passive income. It's one thing different to go work Bombay and make 10 grand a month. It's another thing different to build a foundation, to build a business that even if you don't go to that business, it will pay you 10 grand a month. And I want you guys to see it like this and to believe it. Why? Because it has paid me that amount last month and will pay me more than that amount this month. And because I have done it, I understand the roadmap of how to do it. And I want to be able to teach each and every one of us to be able to do that. And and to be able to do that, there's certain things that we need to know. I'm going to share my screen and talk about this, and then I'm going to give us a roadmap of what we can do because I want every partner, yeah, to be confident that what they have in their unicity business is a business that, if built well, can give you 10 grand a month. Let me ask you, Dr. Fuan, I'm going to ask you this question. I'll put you on the spot if you don't mind unmuting. If somebody came to you, Dr. Fuan, and told you, hey, I have two options for you here. The first option that I'm going to give you is option A. Option A, Dr. Fuan, I am going to give you, you're going to work hard for 3 years. Year one, year two, year three. You're going to work hard for, let's say, a period of 1 to 3 years. And at the end of that 3 years, you are going to be a six-figure earner for the rest of your life. You may even be a millionaire for the rest of your life for 3 years. But the price to pay is working hard for 3 years. And I gave you that's option A. And I gave you option B. Option B, Dr. Fuan, the plan is you don't have to, stress and work hard. Just continue doing what you're doing right now, and you will remain at the niveau that you are for the rest of your life. You will have the time constraints that you have, the work constraints, the lack of freedom to go where or what have you. Which option will you choose? Option A, that you know that after 3 years of hard work, when that timeline ends at 3 years, bam, you're a six-figure earner for the rest of your life, but you have paid the price of hard work for 3 years. Or the option B, where you just cruise at where you are and remain where you are for the rest of life. Which will you choose?
I'll choose option A.
Thank you. And this is what that business is, guys. I promise you guys that, building this network, anytime you're building a house, laying the groundwork, laying the foundation is the toughest thing. And that is the place where most people quit. You run into the difficulty and what have you, most people quit. But if you're given the surety that if you don't quit and you continue to do that hard work and lay down what is 3 years? When those 3 years pass, the history is always forgiving. When you look back at those 3 years, you're going to be glad that you had invested that. And guys, that is what this unicity business is. It is Julius said it this weekend. It is a business that has no ceiling. And I want you guys to have that mindset, a mindset of, okay, yes, I'm not going to get rich in the next one day, in the next 1 month, in the next 1 year. But if I commit to hard work and dedication for the next 3 years, at the end of those 3 years, consistent hard work for 3 years, I'll be a rich man. You see, let me give you Ralph. Ralph got into this business, the top earner who makes 15 to 17 million. He has been in this for 13 years. 13 years. He was struggling for the first 10 years. Ralph broke it. He broke the bar 3 years ago. That's when Ralph hit diamond. 3 years ago. For the first 10 years of this, the highest amount of money that Ralph made for the very first 10 years in this business, the highest that he reached, right? The highest that he reached was the rank of, please, can we mute Zoom user? Please, can you mute? Okay. The highest rank that Ralph was able to hit in the first 10 years of this business was executive director. But in 3 years, we're now in 2000, and that was in 2000, and Ralph hit this in 2000 and in 2018, somewhere 2018, that was when Ralph, after realizing that he has been grinding, decided to put in the mindset to be able to change his trajectory. So that's why I used 3 years. In 3 years, when he changed his mindset, he went from an executive director to a diamond, what he was able to do. So, and that's why I give that. If I gave you two options, option number one, 3 years of hard work, you at the end of those 3 years, you're going to be a six-figure earner, maybe even seven-figure earner. And option number two, cruise. So I want you guys to have that mindset of what your unicity business is. And I want to shift and share my screen a little bit and just talk to you guys about the mindset, because mindset is important. We are empowered by our minds, and we are limited by our minds. If you think it's impossible, it's impossible. If you think you're defeated, you lose. If you think it's winnable, it's winnable. So your mind, you have to look at this business and look at it as it is possible. The mindset that it is possible will give you the drive, to put in the effort. I want to talk a little bit about mindset, just having the mindset, because it is key to build this business. Let me share my screen right here. You see, to build this business, you need two things, right? Um, and there is nothing like luck in this business. Nothing like lucky. Yeah, you may get lucky a little bit here and there with signing a germ in your downline, but luck only comes when you've been persistently putting in work. And I want to talk to you guys. To build this business, you have to have two things. You have to have mindset, and you have to have skill set. Okay. Now, the maximum mindset you can have is a 10. The maximum skill set you can have is a 10. Mindset plus your skill set times your skill set is equals to output. So the maximum output you can have is 100%. The reason I want to talk about mindset, and I'm saying this stuff about look at your unicity business like a gold mine, because that is mindset. If you believe that there is gold standing where you stand, there is no reason why, if you dig for 5-10 minutes and you don't see gold, you stop and you give up. If you believe that something is possible, right? That mindset that something is possible, it gives you the drive. We are limited by what we think. So to build this business, you have to believe. Let me tell you guys something. The first day I saw Ralph's video, the very first day somebody presented to me Ralph's video and the potential for this and the vision, right there I just believed. Bam. Like there was something, it just clicked. I was like, this thing is something that will take me somewhere. I was listening to it the very first time. So some people it's just like faith. You hear the gospel. Some people just believe, some people hear don't. So we have different mindsets and skill sets. Somebody can come into this business with a mindset. Somebody can come into this business with a mindset of 10, right? But if they have no skill set, and if their skill set is zero, if their skill set is zero, they can't build this business, because 10 times zero is output zero. The same thing. You can come into this business and have a skill set of 10, but if your mindset is zero, you know, if your mindset is zero, it doesn't matter if your skill set is 10. if you have no belief on what have you, you may be great at networking or this and that, whatever your skills are. But if you do not have the mindset, your mindset is zero, your business ain't going nowhere. Your business is going to be zero. So both of them are important. But if I have to pick which is more important than the other, mindset. Why is mindset more important than the other? Because it is easier to build mindset. It's harder to build a skill set. You could build your mindset in a space of 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, believe. A skill set you have to do repetition and over again. If I want to be the best basketballer in the world, I don't know basketball. I have to train a lot, to get the skill. Okay, that's an example. But mindset, if you want to build this business and you have, mindset but not much skill set, it can take you far. Let me explain. Let me say I come into this business and I have a mindset of 10. Or let's say I have a mindset of 1. Okay. Let's say I have a mindset of 1. We'll start with a mindset of 1. And I have a skill set of 2. Let's do it like this, where I could mindset and skill set. I come into this business, I have a mindset of 1, and I have a skill set of 2. Okay. When I multiply that, my output here is going to be 2. Now, it's harder for you to build skill set. It takes more time to build skill set than it takes to build your mindset. If let's say, so my output here is 2 in terms of my business. My output is 2. Now, if let's say I have a mindset of, I now have a mindset of 2. My mindset improves. Let's say my mindset improves to a mindset of 5. I've gone from a mindset of 1 to a mindset of 5, and my skill set remains at 2. All of a sudden, I go from my business being 2 to my business being 10. Okay, I have gone 5 times 2, 10, 2 times 1, 1. So I've gone from an output of 2 to an output of 10. You see what I mean by mindset? So mindset is much more important in this business than skill set. This is the same skill set. I have a skill set of 2 here. I have a skill set of 2 here, but the difference is that my mindset is 5. And because my mindset is 5, even with the smaller skill set, my business goes, I 5x my business.
I don't see a machine that works that.
I have 5x my business. And the only way I 5x my business is by changing my mindset. So I want you guys to see, and we could talk about, let's say my mindset remains at my skill set remains at 2. And my mindset now continues to improve, and my mindset now improves to 10. And my skill set is at 2. All of a sudden, I go from 10x to 20x. That is the potential of your mindset. And so I want you guys to see your unicity business as a franchise. Guys, as a gold mine, guys, we have a product that is a solution to almost every health problem that somebody has. And if you can see the potential of that, and it gives you the mindset to see the vision, to see that this has no ceiling, you will dig. Now, one thing about mindset is that when you have a mindset, an increased mindset, guess what an increased mindset does? An increased mindset makes it easier for you to acquire a skill set. When you are riding on top of the well with confidence, you feel like you can do anything. The things that have that became a challenge to you because your mindset has changed. You're like, you know what? I can do that. I can tackle that. If your mindset goes from 5 to 10, let's say your weakness is talking to people about the product. You become so confident, the skill to learn to talk to people about the product improves because your mindset is giving you, I am unbeatable, I am unstoppable. So if there is one thing that I want you guys to take away before I go into how I show you guys how we can make 10 grand a month, is that to build this business, we need mindset and skill set. The mindset is more important than skill set because when you have the mindset, it pushes your output of your business further, and your mindset increases your skill set. Because I go to a mindset of 10, what that's going to do is going to increase my confidence, and my skill set can go from 2, and my skill set can now go to 4 because I'm sitting on top of the well. So guide your mind, guys. If you think what you think is what is possible, or what you think is what is impossible, that's what your mind and your subconscious are gonna trap you into believing. So protect your mind. If you believe that you're defeated, you are defeated. If you believe that you can conquer and you chip away at it, you can conquer. So protect your mind. Have this mindset that what you have is gold, and continue to build the mindset. And one thing that can help you build the mindset, guys, is speaking to people, who have in the business, speaking to people who have a positive mindset. That's one. We are family in this. Speaking to sidelines who are successful, who are doing that, to get encouragement from there. I tell you, there are times that I have spoken to Julius that it has encouraged me to not go down, and many of you guys have done the same. The other thing that can help you build the mindset: events, events, events. Each event that you go to is going to give you belief. Each event that you go to is going to change something in your brain that makes you see this business for what it is. And so I want to, right now, we have 19 of us on here. It is my desire, I want for all of us to be at the next event that is coming up. And what is the next event coming up? The next event coming up is Punta Cana. I want all of us to be at Punta Cana. Why? It's not about the Jaffin. Okay. Yes, we're going to Jaff. It's not about the Jaffin, but the Jaffing is going to be fleeting. We're going to Jaff there. Yes, it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. But what Punta Cana is going to do in Punta Cana, you're gonna you're gonna get education on people who are building this business and succeeding. You're going to hear some things in Punta Cana that is gonna click with you, that is gonna cause you to see your business in a way that you never saw. Every time I've gone to an event, there is something I have learned that has increased the fire in my belly, to be able to go to the next level. Now, Punta Cana coming up. How many of us have qualified for Punta Cana? If you have qualified for Punta Cana, I want you to comment in the chat queue to say you have qualified. If any of us who has qualified, I want you to comment in the chat Q qualified. Anybody who has qualified for Punta Cana, please comment Q. We're 19 of us here. I want to know how many of us have qualified for Punta Cana, because I want to talk a little bit about that, and then I segue into talking about what we can do to qualify the rest of us for Punta Cana, and how we can build to and how we can build a business. Teach us how you can build a business that will make you 10K a month. Well, I think I see. So nobody is saying they've qualified here. I see Florence Tata on here. Florence, I know you're qualified. You know,
Yes.
so you should at least put cure in the chat, okay?
Yes.
I know for sure that you have qualified. Is this here where I see Priscilla Amroff? Is that Priscilla Timo? Is that Priscilla Timo?
Yeah.
Priscilla, you are also a Q. You have qualified. So please brag and put in a Q in the chat. So I think as far as I know, you guys are the two people who have qualified for Punta Cana. And I will want all of us, 19 of us on here, to all be qualified for Punta Cana. And I think that that's possible. Now, there are two ways to qualify for Punta Cana, or several ways to qualify for Punta Cana. If you are new, if you are totally new to the organization and you have never made the rank of executive manager, the way to qualify for Punta Cana, and by the way, it has been extended. Initially, that qualification was going to end in February, and it has now been extended to March. If you are new in the business, the way to qualify for Punta Cana is to achieve the rank of executive manager. And at least executive manager, the lowest rank of executive manager, and maintain that rank for 2 months. So this started in November, and we have had both Priscilla and Florence Tata make that qualification. And I think many of us who are new are still able to do this. And I want to encourage any of you guys who qualify in, first of all, we have this incentive going on right now. Dr. Festus and I, this incentive going on right now. We will love, that should be an incentive to help you talk to people, to sign some people. We want to sign 20 partners by the 20th of this month. 20 partners. Anybody who is able to sign, bring in a partner, that partner is going to get a $200 rebate. So a 10-day promotion that started today, a $200 rebate. Now, I'm going to put it out there and say, as extra, right? Any of you guys who qualify for Punta Cana, this is being recorded, okay? Each of you guys who qualify for Punta Cana, I will give you $100 pocket money. I know that $100 may not seem like much, but that should be an incentive to you to say, okay, I want to do this. So that is my little incentive first to push you guys. And there is an incentive that we're doing right now, a promotion for the first 20 partners on or before the 20th of the month. So whoever, $200 rebate for the first 20 partners, and this rebate is going to end on the 20th of the month, whichever one comes first. Why are we doing that? We are doing that because we want to get as many of you qualified to Punta Cana, because Punta Cana is gonna give you mindset. It is going to give you mindset. And if you qualify for Punta Cana, you will get $100 spending money from Dr. Dieter. Okay, take that to the bank. Now, the way to qualify as an executive manager, if you're new, if you're new, or you are in the organization and you have never achieved the rank of executive manager before, acquiring that rank of executive manager 2 times will qualify you. And to qualify for executive manager is easy. You have to have 3 legs. One of your legs has to be 3,000. The other leg has to be 1,000. And the other leg has to be 100. A 100 leg is just a customer. 1,000 leg is one partner. A 3,000 leg is 3 partners. If you're able to have this structure 2 months in a row, because if you have not qualified yet and you're able to have this structure in February and in March, you will qualify. And I'm going to flip the script here. I'm going to use my board because I want to show you guys how easy it is to do this. How easy it is to do this. So let's do this. I will transfer this to my board. Okay. So I said to achieve the rank of executive manager, you have to have, that's my executive manager rank. You have to have 3 legs. A leg that is 3,000, 1,000, and 100. Can you guys see me just fine? If you could see somebody on mute and say yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Now, you can do this in so many different permutations. So many. If you work as a team, you can do this in so many different permutations. It's easy to get a customer. Okay? It's easy to get a customer to fulfill that leg. The easiest way to get a customer is to invite people to our Zoom calls to come and listen. And then after that, they're wowed by the science. They use your link, you get a customer. Bam. You need one partner and you need 3 partners under this leg. You need 3 partners under this leg. Now, I could show you the simplest way by which you can become an executive manager. The simplest way is signing 2 partners. Let's say you sign John here. You sign John, and John comes with 1K. That's it. And then you come here and you sign Mary. And Mary comes with 1K. This is the easiest part to sign to get in. So right now you're at 1K, whereas you need 3K. Okay, but you're signed that. So the thing I talk about in our organization, which I feel like has helped us to grow, is the same thing that we're gonna apply here. You can grow this organization by having a focus on partners, partners, partners. Every time you sign, and first, how do you sign a partner? Let's just say you're new, you want to sign a partner this month. How do you sign a partner? How do you sign John? The easiest way you sign John, right? You think about, so let me pick on you, Dr. JJ. JJ, the easiest way you're going to sign your John is you're going to think of, okay, what is the thing that when Festus told me about this business, something clicked and it resonated in me? I'm like, oh, okay, I need to do this. Whatever that thing was in your brain that resonated with you, that caused you to take pen to paper to sign, that is the same thing that you should sell to John. You should go and tell John because there's something that clicked in you. Chances are the stuff that clicked in you, that got you on fire, that lit you up, is the same stuff that is going to light up people who are like minds like you or people that you know. So use that as your template. Let that be your business story. This is what resonated with me. I'm going to take the same thing that resonated with me, that made me do this action. and I'm going to go tell John. You do that, you have a good chance. If let's say there are 50 Johns out there and you hit all those 50 Johns with that, chances are you're going to find a 1K, you're going to find a John and put that. What resonated with you? Tell that story to the next person to sign them. The other way, and I implore you, that's the same way you sign Mary. The other way is to invite people to the business call that I do every Friday. I love that because it takes the onus away from you. You're not the one doing the heavy lifting, the convincing, or what have you. All you need to do is to invite those people in your sphere of influence. Come listen. I do the dirty work. I do the heavy lifting. I do the convincing. But if you could think about when you sign on as a partner, if you could think about at least 25 to 50 people in your network. They say the average person has at least 100 people in their phone contacts. But if you could think about 25 to 50 people that you think, the man they so if I show you the apple where I bite and that man go one buy the apple too. You make a list, you be intentional, you make a list and you present that idea to those people either by telling them yourself or inviting them to my business call. Let me do the heavy lifting. And when I've done the heavy lifting, all you need to do is to follow up. The way I design and give those business calls is in such a way that whoever comes to the business call, right, at the end of the call, there's no wishy-washiness. We don't want a yellow light at the end of the call. We want a red light or a green light. A red light is good in the sense that you're not wasting your time. Done. It's a red light. This person is not for them. Their head is not for them. Uh, we want a green light. Just so I designed that calls in such a way that you either have a hard green light, I'm ready to go, or hard red light. It's okay if you have a strong yellow light. I don't want, a strong yellow light is wow, I've heard this, but I want to know more about the science. It's okay, and that's great. Let me grab something to drink. Uh, so that is how you can sign your Johns and your Marys. So let's say you sign your John and you sign your Mary. Remember, this is the plan where all you need to do is you sign two partners and you can make it to executive director. By focusing on partners, you can build this business. So we can do this with either John or we can do this with either Mary. Since Mary is the 3,000, let's do it with Mary. So you have signed Mary and you have signed John. This leg has 1,000. This leg is already fulfilled. This leg is now 1,000 on 3,000. And that leg needs two people to fill. But this is what you do. The culture of partners. Guys, partners will build this business for you. Customers are important. And yes, you should go after customers because 13% of customers are going to end up becoming partners. But the fastest way you build a 10K business and you build a leveraged, sustainable business with foundation is going after partners. And I learned that very late on in the game. People like Julius and Bueller learned that very early on because it so happened that when it was late in the game for me, they were coming on and I had that information and I passed it on to them. So they've just gone after it. They're doing this now because I learned it late and I passed it on to them when they just came in. And they're going like that and going. So you have to have a focus on partners. So let's say you sign John and you sign Mary. That leg is that, this leg is at that. But you have told Mary, listen, the way you grow in this business is by having a focus on partners. You need to marry the thing that made you resonate. When I'm just going to say Festus, because Festus, you're the leader of this organization. Maybe the thing that resonated with you when you heard this from Festus, go present that thing to as many people that you know. Chances are it will resonate with them. Or make a list of at least to be intentional. If you don't plan, right, it will not happen. If you're not intentional, you will not have a partner out of the vacuum. I'm not saying you can be lucky. There are people who are lucky. Somebody just saw their WhatsApp status and called them to say, I want to be a partner. Great. But at least you did something. You had something posted. If you do not plan, if you're not intentional, a partner will not just fall in your lap. So make a list of 25 to 50 people that you're either going to talk to them or invite them. So you tell Festus passes on the culture to Mary. Mary, the stuff that resonated with you, you need to make that, you need to present that same stuff to 25 to 50 people, either one after the other, or by inviting them to Dr. Dieter's a business call on Friday. Mary gets the message. Damn, the ink has not dried on Mary's leg, on Mary's sheet of paper. She immediately thinks about her friend Felicia, which she knows that, okay, Felicia likes business. I'm going to go tell this. She goes and tells Felicia this, and the stuff that resonated with Mary resonates with Felicia. And Felicia signs up as a partner under Mary. Okay, all of a sudden, Felicia comes with 1,000. And because Felicia has come with 1,000, that leg now goes from being 1,000 on 3,000 to now 2,000 on 3,000. What have you done? The only thing that you did was you signed John and you signed Mary. Now, Mary passes on the same message to Felicia. Mary tells Felicia, Felicia, listen, this stuff that resonated with you, do the same as I taught you. Go find 20 to 50 people. You either invite them to this business call to come and get exposed, or you tell them the stuff that resonated with you. Felicia has gotten the message passed on. Bam. Felicia knows Pam. Pam is a very good friend. They have been through they have been through everything in life together. Say, Pam, look, I did on top some tree way up where the plum ripe. Oh. I know if you be on top tree where plum ripe, I no tell you. She tells Pam, it resonates with Pam. Pam signs up as a partner under Felicia. Pam now comes with 1,000. All of a sudden, this leg is 3,000 on 3,000. Closed. And the only thing that you did was you signed Mary and you signed John and you had one customer. You signed two customers, but because you're intentional in passing that message and also what you want to do, right? What Festus is going to do when Festus signs Mary and Festus passes on that message to Mary, when Mary signs Felicia, right? And Mary passes on that message to Felicia. Festus, also as the leader of the upline, can call Felicia and congratulate Felicia. Hey, welcome. And we enforce the message that Mary has sent. Mindset, repetition. We enforce that. Felicia has now heard it from Mary and from Festus. Felicia is pumped. Felicia goes and duplicates this. When Felicia duplicates this and does this to Pam, guess what? Mary now, right, calls Pam and welcomes Pam and says, hey, Pam, welcome. You're the downline of Felicia. Welcome. Mary tells Pam the same message. Felicia tells Pam this message. Mary, in her welcome, reinforces that message. They're hearing that message two times. First, from their direct upline. Second, from the upline of their upline, reinforcing that culture. You have a 3,000 leg, and you have qualified. Now, guess what? Because you have done this, this is month one. Let's say this is February. Because you are passing on the culture, this is going on over and over and over and over again, right? what's going to happen is that people continue to come into the organization that could sustain it for the next month. So let's say in your organization this month, this is February. In February, you have leg one, which is Mary, and under Mary had 3,000, and Mary had in her leg Felicia and Pam. Okay, that gave her 3,000. And leg two, you had John, and leg three, you had that 100 customer. Okay, so that's February, and then you go to March. In March, what happens? Uh, everybody's OV and PV resets to zero. Resets to zero. So you're starting again at zero in March. But check this out. Because you have passed on this culture, even though you're starting at zero, even though you're starting at zero, it's easy because the culture has been set to replicate this. So you're starting at zero, you have three legs. You have Mary starting at zero. You have John's leg. John is starting at zero. You have a customer is starting at zero, or whatever. It's very, very easy to do this again. Because in this leg is Felicia and Pam. Okay? Felicia only, in this leg is Felicia and Pam. John is in his leg alone. But let's say this month, right? John, because of the culture that has been passed on, John signs Paul. All of a sudden, that 1K is gone. You fulfill that 1K. You could easily get a customer by having somebody attend science calls. You take that. You're starting at zero here. Last month, Mary signed only Felicia. Okay? Let's say Mary decides this month that she is going to sign Isabel. Because she's going down her list of people and what have you. Isabel is the next person. Mary has signed Isabel. Isabel comes with 1K. Let's say that's the only person Mary signed. Isabel, 1K now. But Felicia, who was signed by Mary, the culture has been ingrained in her. And Felicia decides that the culture has been ingrained in her. The culture has also been ingrained in Pam. And Felicia, after signing Pam this month, because Felicia signed Pam, Felicia goes and signs, let's say, Anna. Okay? Pam, the culture had been engraved in her. So Anna comes with 1K. Pam, the culture had been ingrained in her. Anna goes and signs Susie. Because that culture remains alive. All of a sudden, 1K, 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 this 3,000 leg is done. You can build with a team as long as you're passing on that message. New partners, think about 25 to 50 people. Bring them. Partners, 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 partners. And the thing about partners, as partners come in, they maintain the structure as long as they are passing on that message. Hey, find a partner. 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 Those partners are coming in and bringing in customers and let's say you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 partners, right up to the 6th generation partners, only because you signed Mary. Felicia will probably have at least 10 customers. Paul will probably have at least 10. Susie will probably have at least 10. And you go down 10, 10, 10. Do you know that 10 customers is 1K? Another 10 is 1K. I mean, this is a leg that will be filling in because the partners will come in. They'll bring in a 1K partner when they come in, but they'll also recruit customers. Imagine 10 customers under Felicia. That gives you 1K. So I want you guys to see how if you can build your team with partners, you create leverage. So you get to a point where you do not have to be suffering anymore. So that is as easy as it can get. Executive manager. The harder way to get to executive manager is you signing 4 partners by yourself. That's the harder way. But why do the harder way when you can do the easier way? Okay. So 3,000, a 3,000 leg, a 1,000 leg, and a customer. So this harder way is signing your hard sign that customer. You sign this partner, and then you sign 3 partners here. 1, 2, 3. These 3 partners will fall in your compressed leg. Partner A, partner B, partner C, and this is partner D. But if you have the connections and what have you, and you want to go, hey, the more partners you have in your front line, the more money you will make. And if you have the potential to be able to do it, by all means, go for it. But I think it is harder for you to sign 4 people if you're trying to get to executive manager, if you don't have that much connections, than it is to sign 2 people and work with those 2 people to pass the culture of partners. So think about it that way. And the other permutation in this, which is you sign a partner. Let's say you sign Mary, and Mary can sign. You could sign Mary, and the other one I said Mary signed Pam, and Pam signed Felicia. That's one combination. The other, and that will fulfill that 3,000 leg. Okay. The other combination is that you sign Mary, Mary signs Pam, and Mary signs Felicia. Mary now takes the burden and signs these 2 people. It will be 1K, 1K, 1K. So you can do it in many different permutations. If we pass the culture on of partners, 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 brothers and sisters, family, you could build a foundation under you of partners who are sustaining your organization and helping you make passive income. So that's how you get to executive manager 2 times in a row. 2 times. You do it in February and March, and you apply and you qualify for Punta Cana. Now, the other thing is the other way to qualify is if you had already achieved the rank of executive manager, then you need to rank up. You need to go up to a higher rank and maintain that higher rank for 2 months, as well as sign 4 partners in your front line. That's something which many of the old partners miss, and I just want to reiterate that. To qualify for Punta Cana, if you had achieved the rank of executive manager before, ranking up 2 months for 2 months is not enough. You have to rank up for 2 months plus recruit 4 frontline partners. Recruit 4 frontline partners in your sorry, am I saying this well? Sorry. That's not true. That's not true. The second option, just disregard what I said. It's just ranking up. The second option is just ranking up, to rank up. If you rank up for two times in a row, you qualify. So let's say you made executive manager before you went on the cruise. And the next rank after executive manager is, I think, is senior manager. Senior manager. If let's say you go from executive manager to senior manager and you could keep that for 2 months in a row, then you qualify for Punta Cana. Then the third option, let's say you're not able to rank up, okay? Let's say you had your highest rank that you attained. The qualification is you have to rank up higher than the highest rank you've ever hit. So the third thing, let's say you hit the rank of your highest rank has been executive manager. Sorry, executive director. Okay, that was your highest rank, executive director. You have two ways to qualify. You either go up to see after executive director is what? Is it presidential director? Correct?
What do you ask, Dida?
I think
Executive
after executive director is presidential director,
presidential
correct?
director, yes.
Okay, so let's say your executive director, one way to the highest rank you have reached before was executive director. The way to qualify is to now rank up to presidential director times 2 months. Now, for some of you, maybe that's hard. If let's say you cannot go from executive director to presidential director, the second way to qualify is to have 4 frontline partners, 4 frontline partners in that qualification period, and then help one of those partners to be executive manager times 2 months. Is that clear? You guys get that? So this is the easier way to qualify. Let's say you hit executive director, which was your highest rank, and the qualification for you for Punta Cana is now you need to rank up to PD, for 2 months in a row. Let's say you cannot rank up to PD for 2 months in a row. The other way to qualify is you have to sign 4 frontline partners during the qualification period, and then help one of those frontline partners to achieve the rank of at least executive manager or better. It's the same thing for EM. Let's say the highest rank that you achieved was executive manager. You went on the cruise last time, you hit executive manager, but it's hard for you to rank up from executive manager to senior manager, which I think is this is not a good example. But let's say you recruited 4 frontline partners. One, two, three, four. Let's say you recruited 4 frontline partners, and it's hard to recruit 4 frontline partners. You recruit 4 frontline partners, and then you make one of those frontline partners executive manager times 2 months, you qualify. So I wanted to show that, and then the last thing I want to do, I want to show us how we can all build a business that will make us 10K a month. It's very easy. It's very easy if you build with a team. This is family. And the thing about this is if you help your team will help you. If you pass on the right culture to your team about building and you're checking up with them and guiding them, that culture sustains. Just as I showed, your upline, your direct upline reinforcing that, and the upline to the upline of the new partner reinforcing that culture continues. I want to show you how easy it is to build a 10K business. To build a 10K business, you have to achieve the rank of presidential director. Ebot achieved that rank. Bueller achieved that rank. She joined the business in September. So October, November, December. So she achieved that rank 3 months after joining the business. And I think the reason she achieved that rank 3 months after joining the business is because it coincided with the time that I realized that our organization needed to have the culture of duplication. And so when I taught that to her at that time, she was able to run with it and has gone in 3 months after joining the business, being able to be a presidential director. Julius came in December. We went to the convention in November. I learned about this duplication stuff really in November, and I passed it on in December, which is the time that Ebo did what she did. Julius came in December. in this January that just passed. I say this to say not to first. I want to congratulate them. I don't say this to make us jealous, but to show us that this is possible with duplication. Julius came in December. And when Julius came in December, yes, one thing for Julius, he has a network. Okay. But he came in and immediately we had passed on the culture of duplication to him and told him the way you build this business is partners. We didn't know this stuff. Festus, Yvette, Beatrice, when we were on, way long last year, we didn't know this stuff. But these guys were joining at the time that the culture was already in there and they got the message and they ran with it. And I say that to encourage you that if you could take that same culture and run with it, you could build a 10K a month business. And let me show you how easy that is. Building with people. Let's start with the very first one. Let's start with the EM rank. Okay. So to build, we've talked about the EM rank, executive manager, 1,000, 3,000, 100. Okay. We talked about John and Mary and a customer here. So when you have built this rank already as executive manager, the next rank is from executive manager is director. Okay. The rank of director, you have to have a leg that is 5,000, another leg that is 3,000, and another leg that is 1,000. When you have the foundation of executive manager and foundation, not just hitting it once, and that foundation, I tell you guys, comes from the culture of passing on partners, 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 partners. You build that foundation easily because partners come with their 10-pack and partners come with new customers and partners come with new partners. So it easily builds a foundation that will sustain this. I showed you guys how, once you're built for February, because you build that culture, it's easy to replicate it for March. Okay. So you're starting off March, you start off March or you start off a new month, and let's say you want to go from executive manager now to director. The foundation is already there that is going to make sure that you maintain at least executive manager. You now have to do two things. You now have to have a leg that is 5,000, 3,000, 1,000. And one of the legs is going to be your compressed leg. Okay. You have leg one, leg two, leg three. One of them will be your compressed leg. And your compressed leg works to your advantage. Now, look at here, right here. You have already built a structure above you that maintains 3,000 and a structure that maintains 1,000. When you look at director, one of them needs 3,000, one of them needs 1,000, one of them needs 3,000. You already have two of those pillars from your EM. You just need a leg that has to give you 5,000 now. So what's going to happen is they're going to, the Unicity is going to put it in such a way that this leg that has 3,000, Mary's leg, is gonna become your 5,000 leg. So Mary's leg will be 3,000 on 5,000. Okay, because it's easier to get to 5,000 from 3,000. So Mary's leg will become your 3,000 leg. So you have already checked this 3,000 leg for Mary's foundation. That you have, and that 3,000 leg now becomes your 5,000 leg. John. So what happens now? You now have this leg. I'll change this leg to 5,000. and Unicity will switch this leg to 3,000. Now, you already have John here, and John gives you this leg. So now you just need to build a 3,000 leg. So this is, let's say this is John, and then let's say this is your compressed, let's say this is John, and let's say this is your compressed leg. Your compressed leg has you, all of your customers, and all of the other partners that are not in your other two legs. So you have already checked, you already have 3,000 on 5,000 here. You already have 3,000 on 5,000. So to complete it, you need to go up to 5,000. You need 2K more, right? And you need a 3,000 leg. So let's continue this journey. The stuff about duplication. So you have checked this. Let's say Mary, we said that Mary had Felicia and Pam in her organization. Okay. Let's say Felicia and Pam are continuing to sustain the building, and Felicia signs partner A. Partner A is going to come with 1K. And Pam, who is under Mary, that month again signs partner A. Or let's say it's not Pam and Felicia. Let's say that there is a partner 2 lines down from Felicia, like a down line to a down line. Let's say, you have a partner here, you have another partner here. This partner here does nothing for the month, but he had passed on the message. This month was a bad month, but because there's a partner down here, that partner down here brings in 1K because you're passing on the culture. So it's so easy to get 1K because you're passing on the culture. And it happens, it can be here, it could be down here. So all of a sudden, you have the 2K that you need to make 5K. Now that you have 5,000 on 5,000, you're done. You've covered the 5,000 leg, and you've covered the 1,000 leg. Now you have your compressed leg, and you have John. Let's say John is radical, and John, something clicks in him that month, and John decides that he is going to sign Peter. Okay, so John came in. Let's say there is a partner here that John had from a previous month that gave this 1,000. Okay, so John signs Peter. Now that John signs Peter, Peter comes with 1K. This whole leg now becomes 2K, 2,000K. When this leg becomes 2,000K, Unicity looks at it and says, okay, this leg is 2,000K, whereas this 3,000 leg is at 0. Unicity now is going to switch this 2,000K leg because this leg only needed 1,000. It's now 1,000 on, it only needed 1,000 to close, but it has 2K on 1,000. Unicity is now going to switch that leg and take your compressed leg now and put your compressed leg, switch your compressed leg to here and take this leg to here, because it is easier to go from 2,000 now to 3,000 to close this leg than to go from 0 to 3,000. So Unicity is now going to take John's leg right here. It's going to take John's leg right here and put John's leg here. Because John's leg right now has 2,000 on 3,000. And this leg only needs 3,000 to close. And your compressed leg this leg now becomes your compressed leg. So it may be your compressed leg and it needs 1,000. So Unicity is going to switch that. Let's say John continues his stuff. Let's get back to John here. John continues his stuff, that's that leg, and then the compressed leg. John continues his stuff. So John had signed Peter, and John can either sign one more person that comes with 1K, or Or the other way around, Peter, who has had the culture from John, Peter brings in Ignatius. And Ignatius comes with 1K. And all of a sudden, either Peter signing this or either John signing one person or Peter signing this person now takes this from 2K to 3K. That leg is closed. Just like that. That leg is closed. If you build that because of the culture that you are sustaining, right? The culture of continuing to get people to bring in partners, to bring in partners, to bring in partners, you will now maintain a director foundation. So now you're a director and you have now maintained the foundation of director. You now want to go from director to senior director. You want to go from director to senior director. You know, in director, what you needed was 5,000, 1,000, 3,000. Now, senior director, what you need for senior director, I think is 10,000. 10,000, 2,000, 5,000. So look at here, the same idea. To go from director to senior director, you need 5,000, 10,000, 2,000. But if you build a foundation of director, you build a foundation that is guaranteed to give you already half of what you need here, right? And already this 2,000, almost half of what you need, or more than half of what you need here. Are you guys following so far? If we're building a structure below strong because of the culture of partners, you're always going to have what you need to build to the next rank.
I have a
You
question.
cannot build. Is there a question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say you are at a director level.
Uh-huh.
And then let's say your compressed leg. Let's say you have a compressed leg at the director level where you have, instead of 5,000, you have like 10,000.
Uh-huh.
And then now you want to move to a senior director. Can that extra 5,000 be carried over?
No, not for the month. Not for the month. So every PV, I wish it was the case, we'll all be rich. every month, everybody's PV in the organization resets to 0 every month. So like there are many months that people have, what you're describing, but that's not carried over. You're gonna earn commissions on that excess. It doesn't waste. You still earn commissions, but it's not carried over. But what I'm saying is that if you create that foundation, and that foundation is created by the culture of partners bringing in partners, partners bringing in partners, you will always be able to start. And that's one thing that I feel that the DMV group is doing very well. They understand the culture of partners bringing partners, partners bringing partners. I've signed what resonated with me, send it to the next person, that this resonated, to bring that person on. When that person comes on, the person passes that on just over and over. You do that, it's so easy to keep that structure. So you now have a foundation. Of director. When you have a foundation of director and you're now going to senior director, where you need 10,000, 2,000, 10,000, 2,000, 5,000. Okay. Going to this now, you've already created this foundation that is easy to build from. So you already have some of the pieces. You have this piece right here from the foundation. you have you can say you have this piece, you can say you have all of this piece, but it makes sense to say, okay, I have this piece, a good chunk. So you're at 2,000. Oh, sorry, is that 2,000? Yeah. That's true. That's 2,000. So you can say, so you have this piece, that's that piece right there. And so it's, yeah, 10,000, 2,000, 5,000. Let's just make sure we're correct. Yeah, 10,000, 2,000, 5,000. So you have that piece already. This piece, you have more this piece. So you need 2,000 here, but you build a foundation that's already giving you 3K, and you need to build a 10,000 leg. Or you can say that you have half of, it's easy to go from 5,000 to 10,000 than to go from zero to 10,000. So you can come here and say, okay, I actually have half of this piece already. I have a 5,000 on 10,000 already. So you have that. And then you can come here. And then again, it's easier to go from 2,000. It's easier to go from it's easier to go from 3,000 to 5,000. So you can say, okay, I have the 3,000 piece, and this leg is at 3,000 on 5,000. And it's easier to go from 1,000 to 2,000. This leg is at 1,000 and needs 2,000. You see, because you have created that foundation, it's easier to build on that foundation. The legs that give you the 5K, the big leg, that's the leg that is most likely to build more and double to give you the 10K. So because you have that foundation, imagine duplicating like that. It's now easier. It's now easy just based on what I showed you guys. People signing people. Let's say, you start the month and you bring in that 5K. You just need to sign 5 more partners in your organization. You need to sign 5 more new partners in your organization, plus sorry, you need to sign 10 partners in your organization, but 5 of them are going to come from the culture that is already in the organization or building. So it will be easier for you to build 5K and add another 5K because you did it the month before. I hope that makes sense. So that's it. You just build like that. And then from director, you go to executive. From senior director, you go to executive director. And executive director, you have to have one leg that is executive director. You have to have a executive director. You have to have one leg that is 20,000. You have to have another leg that is 5,000. And you have to have another leg that is 10,000. Look at this. If you build this foundation of 5,000, 2,000, 10,000 in senior director, it's easy to maintain the foundation. I keep beating this over and over again, the bush, beating the point because of this culture thing. It's so easy to maintain that foundation if the culture is there. And guess what, guys? When the culture is there, you who are at the top of the food chain, you who are the upline, you don't have to work that much because people below you are getting the culture. If you just have somebody signing one person each time, each new person bringing in one new person, and a new person wants to build their organization too. So they may not bring in only one, but because the culture is there, it sustains the foundation. Now, an executive director is 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. Your build the 10,000 here. It's easy to continue to double that 10,000 to 20,000 by the culture. It's easy to take this 5,000 to 10,000 by the culture. It's easy to take this 20 to that. If you don't, the reason why some of us are finding it hard to build is because we have not created that culture under. So we do not have a foundation to build a house. The house cannot go up. Your house will only go up if the foundation down there is strong. And the big thing, if you could take away anything from this, the culture, pass the culture on of partners, partners, partners. That is what builds this foundation. Because partners come with their 1000K volume when they sign, and partners then bring in customers. And customers add more volume to your organization and helps to build those legs. So I know I'm repeating it, but I'm repeating this intentionally so that you get this over and over and over again. And guess what? From executive director, the next rank is presidential director, the 10K rank. Bueller and Julius did this because they quickly got grasp the concept of the culture, creating the foundation, and were able to instill and build to that. There is this girl, Diamond Ruti, who some of you guys met. Diamond Ruti, who signed 16 people in her organization. This is only her first full month in the business. She joined the business in December. January was her first full month. Do you know that in Diamond's Ruti's front line, she had two directors? She had two directors in her front line. Do you know what that means? It means that she has mastered the culture and passed the culture on. For her to be in her first full month of the business and have two people in the business who are director. Director means that you have 5K, 1K, 3K. It means that as a director, right, you have to have a volume of 9 partners in your organization. That's what she understood in her first full month in the business, to be able to have two directors in her front line. Culture. She did not build this alone. Now let's talk about how you go from executive director to presidential director. So executive director, we've said that you need 20K, 5K, and 10K. The rank that if you build will now give you 10, if you build that rank and maintain that foundation, which is what I want all of us to be able to do. I want all of us in this organization to be able to build a structure that makes us 10K a month, that we are not sweating. Rain or sun, we know 10K will enter our aqua. So to go to this rank of presidential director, PD, that leg now has to be 40K, 10K, and 20K. Julius signed in at the end of November. December was Julius' first full month in the. No, Julius signed in December. What am I talking about? So January was his first full month in the business. So because Julius understood this, when he signed those 16 partners in January, in December, he started working with them and was able to build in his second full month in the business, build to presidential director. He did not do it by magic. He did it by culture, by passing on the culture. If you are 20K because of culture, or partners who are going to bring in their 1000 PV when they sign, plus customers and partners who bring in more partners, it's easy to double this to 40K, and easy to double this to 10K, and easy to double this to 20K. And the culture just sustains itself. Culture, culture, culture. Let me give you guys the last, and this, when you do this, your presidential director, this always crumbles when the culture collapses. This will crumble only when the culture collapses. But it is hard to break culture. If you're intentional about creating a culture, that culture remains. This is the way we have always done it. If you're not intentional about creating a culture, the culture is never created. It's hard when we become habituated to doing something. It's hard not to do that thing. So culture, hugely. And now I want to end by showing you guys just a big way. And that's how you build all the ranks from presidential directors to presidential sapphire. It's easier when the foundation is there. And I know I'm repeating over and over again, but intentional. When the foundation is there, it's easier to build to the next rank. Let me show you guys. I want to end with this. Well, no, this is the power of duplication right here. Let's say I sign Festus. I have signed Festus and I say, Festus, bro. I pass on that culture to Festus. Festus gets it. Festus goes and makes a list of 25 to 50 people. Festus thinks about the stuff that resonated with him. He's going to sell that same stuff that resonated with him with at least 25 to 50 people in his sphere of influence. Festus goes on quickly. The ink has not dried on his signature. He goes on. And this is what Festus does in that first week. Because listen, guys, when somebody signs as a partner, that is the time that they are the most passionate. There's fire in them. You need to throw petrol on that fire to ignite them to go on. Don't let the fire quell. So Festus goes on immediately because he has gotten there. Go get it. And Festus, let's say he invites let's say Festus invites 40 people to my meeting on on Friday. And out of those 40 people, maybe only 7 of them show up. Okay? Attrition. Out of those 7 that shows up, it resonates with 3. Those 3 sign up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All of a sudden, Festus' organization has now gone to 4, from just being him to 4. Now, Festus has signed these 3 people. The message that Festus got from me as his upline, Festus has passed that message to all of these people. Those people duplicate what their leader has told them. This person goes and invites 40 people, 40 people, 40 people. Okay. Let's say that out of the 40 people that they invite, out of all of them, for this one, maybe 10 show up, 5 show up, maybe 15 show up. I'm just making up numbers. But this one person, because he has passed on because he's been giving the culture, out of those people that he has invited, right? He's able to sign 3 people. All of a sudden, you have 1, 2, 3. He invited 40 people. Guys, it's a numbers game. You go wide to find the people you need. You go as wide as possible. When I first joined this business, right, my second full month in the business, I had Dr. Kenny and Rav do a business call for me. I invited 40 people. It was a Memorial Day weekend to my business, to the business call. Out of those 40 people, the next day I signed 5 of them as partners. But I was intentional. are invited. That's what can happen. It's a numbers game. You go as wide. You invite 40 people, you sign 5, it's huge. Even if you invite 40 and you sign 3, it's huge. Those 40 people came. Like I actually sent an invitation to about 70 people, 40 showed up. Out of those 40, I signed 5 partners. So let's say this person signs signs 1, 2, 3, and this person is not that lucky. He signs just one person, and this person, let's say, signs 1 and 2. All of a sudden, you've gone from 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You now have 10 people in your organization. The message of duplication is passed on. Guys, you don't know who you're going to sign, who is going to sign a firecracker in your organization. You don't know who has connections to what. You may sign somebody who is a lep, but that lep person leads you to somebody who is fire, and that will just light up that leg. So let's say this guy who was unlucky, he signs just this one person, but this one person is a fire. All of a sudden, this one person in the next generation signs 7 people. One, we've seen that happen. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He just happened to find the person that just has the mindset from the get-go. Bam! 7 people. They have connections, they have mindset. That person. This one right here. The message is passed on to them. Let's say this one signs, let's just make it, they sign 2 people, 1, 2, and this one signs 4 people, 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's say this one is not that lucky, he signs 1. This one is not that lucky, signs 1. This one is not that lucky, signs 1. But guess what, guys? Look at the power of duplication here, because you're sending a message out. All of a sudden, you've gone from 10 people in your organization, right? 10 in your organization, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Look at that. Imagine continuing to do this over and over and over again. You don't know the man where you go sign him. Where so the man fi being a lep, but the man lead you for somebody. You just don't know. So you continue to pass on that culture. You may find a gem in a rare place. If you do this, if we do this, we could build to presidential director. We do this, we could become diamonds in this company. Look, when I joined this company in March, right? In March of last year, it was just me. It was just me. Right now, there are about 350 people under me. It's the power of this thing. It's this thing. And this is what I want you guys to see. I'm going to switch here right now. I want to end right here. Let me ask you guys this. How many people, how many Africans, let's first start, I don't want to, let's start with Cameroonians. How many Cameroonians, guys? I know that our Beatrice, excuse me with this example. I am not trying to make you feel left out, but how many Cameroonians do we think are in the United States, guys? How many Cameroonians? Can you guys unmute and give me an answer? All right. I saw something in the chat. How many Cameroonians do you think? Beatrice said, "I'm about to learn Pidgin." So this is the point I'm trying to make. Let's. How many Cameroonians do we think are in the United States right now? Just in the United States?
About 100,000.
Oh, no, that's a small number. I think there are at least 1 million Cameroonians in the United States. 1 million, at least that. And I think that number may be more than that. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Diane and Sally are saying 1 million. 100,000 are small thing, small thing. There are at least 1 million. I think the number may even be 1.5 or more. Now, let me ask you. Let me include my sister Beatrice. How many Africans do we think are in the United States in the diaspora? I mean, just a guesstimation. If there are about 1 million Cameroonians, Nigerian, this is how they are there. Just you take the whole of the diaspora, Africans. How many Africans do we think are in the United States? Let's be somebody says 20 million, and I think that that's possible. But let's say that there are 10 million. Let's just say that there are 10 million. Okay. We have right now in our organization, we're African loaded, right? There are only 350 of us in our organization. The thing about this is you usually seek your own kind. Imagine that there are only 350 of us in this organization now, and we're saying there are about 20 million Africans in the diaspora. Imagine how many Cameroonians or Africans or Ugandans or Kenyans or what have you that you could subsequently have under your organization. 350 in our organization now, as compared to these millions of people. I want you guys to see, and then let's talk about the whole of abroad. You talk about UK, Europe, or what have you, because we have partners in the UK, we have partners in France, and what have you. How many Cameroonians or Africans are in the diaspora? If we can duplicate, I made the point that I started, it was me alone as the first Cameroonian to join this, not the first African, but right now under me are at least 350 Cameroonians in a space of less than a year. Imagine what we can do if you master that culture and duplicate and duplicate and duplicate. So I'm going to end there, and I want to encourage you guys. I want to help each and every one of us. You see, this is one thing that my wife told me. My wife told me, as some of you guys don't know this, I left my hospitalist job in January. I lost my, not in January, in June of last year, I lost my job, and I decided that I was going to concentrate on this even more. When I lost my job, the hospital wanted to give me another job. I said, nah, the hospital system, I said, no, I'll concentrate on Unicity. And you know what my wife has told me? She says, babes, it's just so good. It's been so good for you to be at home. That's the freedom that this stuff has given me to be at home. My why in this business, I have two whys. I feel like God has gifted me with the passion to help people to be healthy. That's one of my whys, right? But my second why, which is the biggest thing, I'm doing this for my family. The time to have with them, the freedom to own my time and own my schedule. And this is what your Unicity business can do. Guys, let's go get it. I know that we have started the month slowly, but we can pick up. We can pick up. Let's go. Those of us who have not qualified for Punta Cana, I want as many of us to be qualified for Punta Cana as possible. Let's work together. Use me, leverage your uplines, leverage your sidelines, and what have you. Let's all get intentional. Come up with a plan. Talk with your uplines. Come up with a plan that is going to get you qualified from Punta Cana. I want you to just build right now to the next step, executive manager, or build right now to the next one. Whatever has to happen to qualify for Punta Cana, and it is possible. And I stand by my word. Anybody who qualifies for Punta Cana, I know that I'm going to give you $100 spending money. You could use it anyhow. Anybody who qualifies for Punta Cana in Festus organization gets $100. Now, remember the promotion that we are doing, a $200 rebate. The first 20 partners that are going to be signed between now and the 20th of February, we are going to we're going to give them a $200 rebate. The last thing I want to do, it is official. We have a date for, and I need to give, we have a date and a flyer for Houston. A date and a flyer for Houston. We are going to be meeting in Houston. Let's see if I could paste that on here. There we go. All right, that's the flyer for Houston. Those of you who are in the Houston area, the field grade is coming to Houston on the 21st, Saturday the 21st. I have posted the flyer in there. I'll post the flyer in the big WhatsApp group. If you're in the Houston area, this is an opportunity for you to invite as many people as possible. We're going to talk the science. We're also going to use that opportunity to talk the business. If you are not in the Houston area and you have family members, friends, people you know in the Houston area, begin to circulate this flyer for those people. We want to pack the hall and we want to recuperate the ground, that it seems like we have been losing. I'm here to support you. Festus is here to support you. Your uplines are here to support you. I think we can do it. Let's go do it. That's it.
Thank you.
Dr. Festus, I'm going to give it to you. I'll stop talking. I don't talk plenty. Beatrice is learning pidgin. Are there any questions or comments or what have you? My own don't finish for talk.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dida.
Yeah, let me spotlight you if you want to say something.
No, I just said thank you so much for the energy. I have been doing a little bit of my own little kind of studies, and I always talk to Festus on the background. There's one thing that I learned today. It's about the fisherman. It says the fisherman, when he goes fishing, he wants fish, but in order for him to get the fish, he doesn't throw a fish in the water. He has to look for a worm. That's what that fish wants. So that was just a way of saying when we go out to do like outreach or to talk to people, we in looking for partner, we can streamline our communication based on what we think is going to resonate to that particular individual. For instance, if you start a conversation and then you find out somebody's issue is migraine, you want to talk in that line. You don't want to mention stuff like diabetes or stuff or other things which are not
strategic. Use their pain point. You're right. Correct.
Yeah. So I just wanted to chip that in.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dida. Thank you for breaking this out. I think this is really important. I know it's really late. Apologize for that. But we are almost at the mid of this month, so we still have a lot of time to take things to another level. So thank you all for coming. Thank you all. I'll keep posting. I'll keep communicating. My goal is that you succeed in your business. If you succeed in your business, that is what I stand for. That's my passion.
Thank you. All right. Does anybody else have anything to say? If not, we will wrap up the meeting. Thank you, guys. I know this meeting started at 9 and has gone 2 hours. But I think that the issues that we needed to discuss could not have taken 1 hour. I would have loved for this meeting to go for 1 hour, but the issues we had to cover could not have taken that. So I thank you guys very, very much for your patience, and I hope that what I have gone through today makes you look at things in a different light and gives you a different mindset and the possibility. Beatrice has a hand up. Beatrice wants to speak in pidgin. Beatrice, go ahead.
Me ne learn pigeon yet. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, it's late, but I was able to attend that diamond camp, and I know some of us may not have been there, but a few takeaways that I got from there is most of the people who are making it in the business, they have what they call a DMO, the daily mode of operation. So if we are to grow in this, you must plan. Not having a plan, you're planning to fail. So have a plan of what you're going to do towards your business. If this is really your passion, you want to grow this, you want this to be, if one of your goals is for this to be your financial freedom, have a daily mode of operation. I was able to talk to Anne Marie, and she said she has a list of 30 people every day. She adds on to that list. So have a list of people you're going to talk to. Dr. Kenny, I think he wakes up like at 4 o'clock and he gets things done. He is on a live. So like in the DM, all these are things that you have to do, whether you feel it, whether you like it, you have to do them to be able to succeed. So that's just I wanted to throw out there. But yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you all so much. I don't want to keep you guys any further. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to be on here tonight, and let's work together. Let's finish this month strong. I would like for all of us on this call to qualify, and we'll work with your leaders. And I want to say, if you work very hard and you are one partner or 3 points or what have you away from qualifying, we will work together to bring you over the line. We will work together. So I want you to push. If you are on the last day and you need 500 PV to get over the line or what have you, we will do everything because we feel that it is so important, for our partners to be able to qualify, that if you are so close, if you work and get so close, we will help you get over the line. So do your best. All right. Thank you and good night. And I'm going to have this recording. Festus, I'm going to share the recording with you so that you could share it with your organization. Thank you guys so much for your time this evening, and good night.